What is going on, Nissan Nation? It's your buddy Dave here of the Nissan Nation Productions and All Terrain Nation, and I'm many faces of many things. But you're going to come in late on this one, I know. I'm very late on this, and I was hoping to be in my studio tonight, and I'm coming in a little late. But don't hold that against me. What's up, Frank B? What's going on, man? Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm on a new computer that I can't tell if you can hear me or not. So let me know if you can hear me, Frank. Because I don't see the microphone doing anything. Loud and clear. Awesome. Man, I am, as you can see here, I'm in a fancy, I'm Pinky's Up hotel. What's up, Jeff Cordetti? How has my trip been? My trip has been very fruitful. Very, very fruitful. So super pumped about that. Let's see here. Pardon me, guys. I'm not even doing this on my normal software, so I'm trying to make sure everything is good. But Kelly found the ice in the hotel room, so that's always a plus. The bar is open until midnight here East Coast time. So that is always a plus. And I'm getting a fancy lamp for studio light tonight.
Oh, that didn't help.
That didn't help at all. So let's get.
You want to put it back?
No. There we go. That helps a little better.
Sorry.
It's crazy, guys. But we are here at the Reed House in Chattanooga, Tennessee. You know what you see, this fancy hotel that we are in. I would give you a room, but I'm tethered to the power was dead on this thing, so I can't give you the full room tour here. But look it up. It's a haunted hotel, which is really, really cool. So we got that going for us. Anyways, I'm trying to figure out. We got all kinds of things to talk about, though. Here, I got 21% on here. Kelly, yeah. What are you doing? Huh? No, I was going to give a tour. All right. We're going to take a tour here at the Reed House. So, as you know, that's where the magic happens. And I'm talking about sleep, guys. Come on. Let's keep this really classy. But look at the carpet, fancy carpet. I really wanted to here, Kelly. Can you hold this for a minute? I really wanted to do the show like this. I really think I'm here. Come over here.
Oh my
It's a better position. I really think we should do the stream like this. Guys, thumbs up if this is how the stream should be. You know, classy. You could draw me like one of your French girls. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. But anyways.
Remember, this is a tablet too.
This is. All right. So, that's right. It is a tablet. I forgot. Fancy. Look at these fancy place. And you know, this is when you know it's fancy. Look.
There's a fridge in our too.
We got a fridge and everything. Anyways, guys, so this is here. We'll even look.
Lux room.
Yeah, look.
So if you come,
you can almost see Chattanooga.
So if you come here to get the same, because we literally had the same room down 4 floors and
yes.
over a couple of rooms.
We like this. We like this hotel so much that don't tell. If my son's on here, he can't listen to this, but we kind of just wanted to stay here again. So, Hope Dan the man, what is going on, man? I'm trying to figure out how I can't see all the chats, Kelly.
Can you bring it up on your phone? You do the chats on your phone?
No, that would be smart. That would be smart.
And I'm 2 margaritas in.
Yep, Kelly's she's hitting the sauce a little early tonight.
I may have had a flight of margaritas at a steakhouse we went to tonight.
That's true. I mean, I'm pulling us up here so I can communicate this way with you guys too. All right. You guys too. Oh, there we go. Man, this little thing does better. The video looks better than in my home studio. Why, John Walsh? Why am I on the road? Well, business, John. I was at Z1 Motorsports today. If you guys have followed along on the NNP side, you know that Project Juke is almost coming to an end. And do we sell Project Juke or do we go like full crazy with it? And well, today we tuned the Juke down at Z1 Motorsports, and Spencer and those guys, John and everybody over there, man, they treat me so well. I'm very impressed with their place, and it's growing. So if you guys seen the video I did last year where I went and saw the Nissan Warrior Titan, and I got to do a small tour of that place, and they showed me the blueprints of what they have going on down there. And you know, engineer here, so I understand blueprints. But till you actually see metal and concrete on the ground, it's never the same. And the place is super impressive what they've got going on so far. And now they're still in the midst of building this. It's really a museum, is what I'm going to call it, because it's the only way I can describe their new shop is you're going to be able to see your car in the bays when they're doing stuff to it or whatever they're doing. They're going to have a glass showroom when you come in. If you've ever seen the Nismo Japan showroom, it's all glass, and they've kind of mimicked that slightly. It's super, super classy. That was part of the appeal of going down there. I wanted to see where they were at from last year, and obviously get the Juke tuned. So if I've had a bunch of people in the comments here guess, so the Juke makes 188 horsepower from the factory, and I know hold on there. That's we're talking that's primo horsepower, right? But it is a fun little car. I've documented that. I just think the Juke is such a fun little car to drive. If it were only rear wheel drive, like if it was rear wheel drive, I probably would never let that car go because it's so much fun to throw around the corners. But anyway, so I took the Juke down to Z1. Thank you. And having a little fun with it there. And Z1 was very impressed with this thing. So, but in the comments, I'm curious what you think. So it makes 188 horsepower stock, completely stock. Now I've added a cold air intake to the thing. I can't say I did the full exhaust because I haven't done the downpipe yet. And remove the cat, so it'd be basically suction free or all kinds of cool things going on here. But so I've done a Nismo exhaust on it. I've done a still and mid pipe, and that's about it. Blow off valve, which doesn't really do anything other than you get the cool choo-choo train effects. But I'm curious what you guys think that those little mods would do to it, plus adding a killer up rev tune to the thing. What do you think where would that put this in the scheme of awesome? So in the comments here, please let me know. Jeff Cordy says, I always love the turbo front wheel drive FI platform. It is a good platform. It's sadly that we didn't get Frank B going crazy on that horsepower. Frank B said that it's going to make 346.77 horsepower. That's respectable, Frank. That is respectable. Let's see. Joey says 210. John Walsh says 233. Frank B at 8,300 RPMs. Dan the Man says 220. Jeff Cordetti with a smooth 215. But let me know, keep me in the comments. Let me know. And you guys share this out for me, please. Especially since it's not all polished and professional tonight. It's I haven't been able to tag this thing or anything. So
it's grassroots.
Yes, very grassroots tonight. But we've done a couple of these live streams like this. But so what is going on in the news this week? There's going to be a WTF Bronco video coming because there's a few head scratchers that only Ford can do. Let's see. We're still got Frontier news. There's been a lot of questions with what are we going to get with the Frontier. And now when I did the live stream a week or so ago, I tried to temper the thing, and it set expectations was that Nissan wasn't going to tell you anything. They were going to show you a vehicle, and that was about it. And, I've seen a lot of positive talk about the Frontier, which is really, really cool. And a lot of people going, hey, that thing is Toyota all the way. And somebody the other day put a picture of that next to the Tacoma, and maybe because I don't want to see it, I think there's design traits, yes, of every vehicle, and there's Nissan through and through in that thing. So I'm curious still what you guys think with this thing, but I kicked myself slightly for purchasing a Bronco, only because guys, like All-Terrain Nation, like I love everything, I really do, but I'm a Nissan fanboy, and maybe there could be two new vehicles sitting in the driveway, but I need. Shh, don't tell Kelly. Don't Tell Kelly. But to do that, I need a lot of likes and need a lot of subscriptions. Anyways, we hit 2,000 subs this week, so that was great. And if you're new to the channel, you may go 2,000 subs. The Stradman's like at 4 million. This channel didn't take. We had under 1,000 subs, way under 1,000 subs before December. So the channel is like digging along, man, and I'm very happy with the growth of the channel. Let's see. All good. This works. It's about the company about bling. Thank you, sir. But we're on new bling here, by the way. This channel bought new bling here. So let's see. Did I see that the Frontier was 2 different editions in the video? John, explain. I guess I'm not sure what you're talking about on that. Let's see. There are some stylish in what's architecture, but they're different beats. Yeah, they're definitely different. I mean, the biggest thing that from Frontier that's been the biggest letdown was not having crawl control features. And I guess part of the biggest letdown of that, we all knew it was going to be built on the current platform, which there's nothing wrong with the F Alpha platform, but we were expecting a few of the cool bells and whistles that Pathfinder got. Basically, Pathfinder got crawl control features, and you got all kinds of weather, weather, sand, what they call off road, blah blah blah. But they didn't do it in the Frontier, which it's mind boggling because the Frontier, Pathfinder got the new 9-speed transmission, which I told you guys for a year and a half now it was getting. So let's not act like it wasn't, that transmission is not set up for the crawl control features. Now I'm old school, man. You put a manual transfer case in the thing and I would be super pumped about that. But modern people like modern features. And so for Frontier, it was kind of a letdown that for me, that's after kind of sitting with this for about a week and a half. That's kind of the one thing that I'm like, Nissan really, like, the truck looks great. The Pro 4X package in it, the way they've done the trim and stuff. I was very worried it was going to be too Titan. I do think it's slightly too close to Titan the interior, but I think it's going to sell well. I think Frontier there's a price point to Frontier that they can't do with Titan, and I think it's going to do well. Let's see. John Walsh says it was different colors, Pro 4X, and one side. Oh, the Kevin coming through strong with that $10. Thank you, sir. Alpine says 204 is his 2 cents. Now Alpine, you had a Nismo, if I remember right, Juke. So I believe the Nismo puts out, it was like 204, 205, something like that. The new Frontier is nice. It's a nice step up. I agree, Kevin. It is a nice step up from what they had. Miso, look at you. Bush, dude, we're $10. That's like a case of Bush now, right? Oh. Thank you, sir. But ultimately, so I'm not going to bury the Frontier. I'm going to be one of the last to ever get to touch the thing because I've pissed Nissan off royally. Somehow, it's like I released something they didn't want the public to see just yet, and I'm paying the price for it. But I did that for you guys. That, and it was a tribute to my brother who passed away. Let's see. Sorry, Joe. Once again, I'm used to have multiple screens here, so I'm playing. This is a little play catch up. The 2 renderings that I did see. Yes, I did see in Japan where they had the clay models that you saw. That wasn't a real Frontier by any means, but yes, there was a couple different design, things they were showing there. People were the Z guys were freaking out because they showed a gray one in the background that was just an early rendering. Alpine with the 20. Thank you, sir, so much. But the gray Z you saw in the background was a clay model. It was just a rendering. There was a couple things. There was a potential Maxima in the back of the stream when they were talking to Alfonso that I think is a potential EV Maxima that's coming. I told you guys a couple months ago that on the NMP side that there was 2 ways the Maxima could survive. It either survives as an EV or it doesn't survive. So those are the 2 ways. And I think you're going to see it based on the Aria platform coming down the pipeline. And that's speculation. That is no insider information on that. That's just my speculation. Joe Taylor with the insert of a 999. That's kind of neat. But what else? Let's see. Bronco. So some of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about, the video I've got, I was going to record it tonight, and obviously I'm not at the studio. But yeah, Bronco, there was some stuff brought out where Bronco 6G had some stuff pop of, like, Ford was laying out, like, here's the list of things that Bronco, potential Bronco. And it was a nice leaflet that would have been really cool like 6 months ago when people were wanting to know about some of the features of Bronco. And now that they've already started taking money since January 20th, they started taking money on Bronco. Some of these things would have been really great when I've already ordered a Bronco to know some of the things they wanted to do. And am I going to change my Bronco order? Be on the lookout for that. I've been doing some things that popped up about that I may either upgrade or never go. You always go up, right? But there is some potential for me to change that to a Badlands. So we'll see on that. But you'll see in the video coming up either tomorrow or Monday that my thoughts on and I'm going to have a nice. It's hard to talk about now, but downgrade it. Alpine, you're the guy who's driving a Gladiator. Why would I downgrade? Never downgrade, man. Let's see. Kevin Minette, let's see. I told them there are rumors of this becoming an EV or just putting the nameplate on the shelf for a while. Yeah, Nissan has a history of doing that, Kevin. I mean, you would know, you work for the company, but Devin says you did a bad. Kevin or Devin, did you say you did a Badlands? Let me know what you did for yours. Let's see. Frank B says, does the Raptor eventually get a V8 as another package option? Yes. It's no secret that TRX has kind of whipped their ass a little bit in the public relations, and yes, you look at the Raptor is like the Ferrari, and the Ram TRX is just what it is. It's like the American muscle-born, just beefcake. And I think Ford got caught off guard slightly with the TRX, and in vehicle production, these things don't turn overnight. They can back in the fall when Ram announced the TRX. They couldn't just suddenly go, oh, let's just throw a V8 in this. So they're taking a little bit of time on that. So they're going to do a Bronco R and a Raptor R. And I think you will see it get the GT 500 engine. We went over the numbers a little bit on the previous video, and it makes a lot of sense. It makes similar horsepower to what the Hellcat does now. And the thing that really scratches I boggles my mind with this is, where is Chevrolet in all of this? Why is Chevrolet just letting I know GM's big thing is they want to be completely EV by 2035, but they still need to play in the sandbox. And for whatever reason, GM is just, and this is not, even Ram took a long time to get into the super truck game, and they just, they did it. And Ram, of course, Ram has a kick-ass history of just throwing a Hellcat and everything. There was those, I don't know if it was, I never paid much attention to the talk, but they were talking about throwing a Hellcat in a minivan, I seen. And I doubt that's for real, but it's like, damn, I mean, Ram knows their audience like no other. They know that horsepower for a lot of American buyers is king. You just throw in the biggest, baddest engine you got into something. And why do they stop short with the 392 and the Wrangler? I don't know. Why didn't they just go full Hellcat with that thing? I'm sure there's a good reason, and I've not cared to dig into it too deeply to learn. But if you guys want to know about it, I definitely will dig in deeper. Yes, Frank B, 2035 there's still lots of time for GM to play in this. And whatever, they who was it that was building a Raptor-ish? They were buying, the GM's products and upgrading them. It was ugly as hell. They never sold any, but GM could do it. And trucks right now are everything. When Ford killed off cars, Guess who followed suit? Now, Ram and Dodge were barely building any cars anyway, so it was pretty easy for them to kill off cars other than the Challenger and Charger. Chrysler is like, well, Chrysler is basically a minivan and a 300 now. They don't really make anything else. So it was pretty easy for FCA at the time, Stellantis or whatever you want to call it now. It's pretty easy for them to just go, well, we don't do cars. And like GM had been throwing darts at everything, trying to make a car work, and they just couldn't do it. So trucks are it right now. And why not go full bore and just throw some money at like, you know, Trail Boss. I like the Trail Boss. I think it's a great package for the 1500s, but it leaves a lot to be desired when there's a Raptor there. Let's see. Let's get to some of y'all's questions. Let's see. What about the 2022 Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer? I did an early impression video on that. And for one, it didn't do anything. And the channel was pretty new here for that. And my thoughts probably on other brands at the time was probably still a little weak. But I'm not sold on Grand Wagoneer. I think it looks great. And everything in that concept they showed, you know, looked really cool. I brought my Monster. I gotta have some Monster. This was not brought to you by Monster, but it should be. But sorry, I'm getting something in the way. Get out of the way. Thank you. All right. What was I talking about there? Sorry, Monster lost my direction. Oh.
There you go.
Do what?
You said, so I figured you caught it.
Oh, Wagoneer, sorry. But I don't know that the pricing, you know, obviously we don't know pricing of that thing just yet. GM seems to own that full size market for the larger SUVs. Like they own, Suburban owns that market. You know, Ford does pretty well at it, but when you think of the full size, you know, SUV, you just don't think of a lot of other brands than GM on that, which is mind-boggling when you think that they want to go EV. And GM was like very late to EV tech too. Yeah, you had the Volt and stuff, but they never threw a lot of money at that. And what was the EV1s or whatever they built in the 90s that GM was poised to own this. You would have never heard of Tesla had GM went through with the EV program, but I don't know that Wagoneer is going to do well. I think that making the Grand Cherokee kind of look like a mini version of that, you know, obviously there's design characteristics to all manufacturing like this, but I don't know. I think Grand Cherokee was always cool because it didn't look like anything else they were doing. And even with Cherokee just looked like very unique. So why they're going down this same path, I don't know of Grand Wagoneer, which we still don't know a lot about Wagoneer, but now Cherokee. And I think making Cherokee a 3-row was a mistake as well. I know a lot of people, 3 rows is like a buzzword it has to be a buzzword at the sales point of like, oh, well, this has 3 rows. But I don't know anybody that uses a 3rd row daily because it's not practical. It's practical if you were like,
I would.
You're not a part of this. But it's practical if you're, you know, a soccer mom family or a softball family that, you know, hey, can my kid come with you today? Yeah, let's throw up the 3rd row. But other than that, it's daily use. I do not see the 3rd row being practical at all in any of these things. Let's see. Scroll back up here. Let's see. Between Versa Ultima and EV, I think Sentra's days are numbered. No, Frank B. Sentra's not. If any of those are gone, it's Versa. And Versa still sells quite well, but I had heard rumors that Versa could be for Nissan knocked down. No more Dodge Durango forever. The Durango, I love the Durango. John Wall says Nissan needs to bring back the X. Oh, so that was something in. Thank you, Joe Taylor, for talking about that for a second. The Xterra renderings, and once again, if I was at home, I would put the rendering up here. You would see it, and we could all make fun of it. Guys, if Xterra were to ever come back, and I know Nissan, I own 2 of them. If Nissan was ever to bring the Xterra back, it's not going to be the Xterra that you want. You're not going to get the raised roof, the stadium seating, and all that. You're going to get the EU version of the Saudi version is what we would get. I mean, I've reported many times. Nissan themselves have told me that they did time in the Terra, which the X-Terra is based on, and that it wasn't nice enough for the U.S. market. Now, I think the buyers of that vehicle don't want high-end interiors. I think that the reason the Frontier sold so well still is because there's a lot of plastic and it was easy to clean out, and you just go about your business. I think had Nissan taken the current Frontier and updated it more than they did in 9, and spent a few $1 million updating the thing, that they wouldn't have looked as cheap as they're at this point. Even though I think the new one's going to be a home run for Nissan, but I think Nissan would do well with an Xterra going back to its roots. Everything you need, nothing you don't. And I talked about this a couple shows back of where did that slogan come from? It was because Nissan was given, here's 40 to, I forget, was it 40 or $80 million? I think it was $40 million to develop that SUV. And the reason you got the stadium seating was because it was based on a Frontier frame, and the truck frame raises up, and they weren't going to redevelop that. And here's how you do it. The hump on the back of the thing, that was for a spare tire. They were going to put a spare tire on the back of the thing. They didn't have enough money to finish that thought. And so ingenious, well, let's just say we put a first aid kit there. And I think that was some of the appeal. What's up, Audrey? I think that was some of the appeal of Xterra, was it wasn't fancy. Then I think if Nissan were to go back to that with the Terra platform, they would do well with it. But anyways, the Quest mods are coming back. Yes. Let's see what else we got. Nissan is bringing back the Quest. Did somebody say that up there? I like the last generation of that Quest. And I still would like, for a goofy vehicle build, we were talking about me doing the Cabriolet Murano. You guys want me to do a Cabriolet so bad. And I priced them out the last time, and they're still just a hair too expensive to want to go full idiot on that I would do. But the Quest might be something fun, and taking a Quest and lowering it, and making it somewhat of a 70s pimp wagon. I think that might be fun, but it's got to be this last generation. The last one that looks so Japanese that I loved it. That might be Joe. We got to make this channel grow, and I will do one of these goofy videos or builds. The Juke was an experiment of, will people watch me just have some fun with it? And me and Kelly were we not talking about this?
Yeah, like 30 minutes ago.
I was literally talking about things.
And we were going to get our money back out of the Juke.
Yes. We were breaking down of basically, and some of the NMP was proven concept. Can I do what I want to do with it and do it? And the NMP right now is over 4,500 subs. I placed Danny in a great position. If Danny will make some videos, in a good position to do it. And so I've proven that I can build cars on a budget, which in the fun vehicle builds I want to do are budget builds. I'm not anybody. Any big YouTuber can go out there and get a big name sponsorship or whatever video game they want to pump on one of these things and throw $50,000 at one of these things, and then they move on. But I want to do it out of my driveway. And we literally were talking about the shop we want to build. This is great. But some of the shop that I want to do with the lift and stuff is for fun cars. There's a reason a lot of these cars, like the Z or some of the older cars that you see people modifying now and making fun little sports cars. There's a reason for it. There's a lot of them, and the Z works perfectly. The 350Z and 370Z, there's a ton of them, and parts are cheap on them. But the Juke, was interesting. I don't see a ton of people messing with Jukes. There are a few on YouTube that do mess with Jukes, but they're not well documented. So I was like, can I take a vehicle that nobody wants to talk about? Sorry, my video production over here. Can we take a vehicle that nobody wants to talk about and have fun with it and partner with a company like Z1 to make it cool? And if I can make that work, then yes, this channel here, we can make this channel work and have some fun with it. Let's see. But see, John, the last quest looks weird, but that's part of the fun of it, man. Can you imagine getting a black one, tinting the windows like almost limo tint, putting some sort of black matte wheel on it, maybe like the biggest wheel we can get on it, whether it be an 18 or 19 or something like that. Then paper thin tires on the thing, and you know, could you imagine me taking that to Z1 and going, hey guys, let's add a little pepper to this thing. Let's see what we can do. Something fun like that. Or there might be some other brand fun car or something strange that people that, once again, I think a budget for some build that we've been talking about the past few weeks is under 10 grand, definitely. That might inspire people to like the Juke. I've gotten a lot of people talking to me about Jukes from doing those videos. And so that's kind of what I want to do with that. Let's see. Lee says Dodge Durango is now the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Yes, I do agree with that. Let's see. Dog Breath, what is going on? Let's see. Oh, the Sunday Racing. iRacing Road Course that's a good question. I don't remember what I set up. I have four courses. What was it?
Is it Atlanta?
It might be Road Atlanta that I can't remember. But yes, Sunday around 2 p.m. I will be doing the iRacing thing. I had 150 views or so on that video. I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and hopefully it inspires you guys to want to join in on that. So let's see. John Moss says, I saw a Juke today that was black and yellow. There is a Bumblebee. There's one in Middle Tennessee that I love that solar yellow they were doing on that the last few years of I think it might have been the last year of the Juke, because the Xterra was supposed to get the solar yellow and then Nissan backed out of it for whatever reasons. But yeah, there is a solar yellow that's really cool. I got to let's see. Somebody said they saw me in the Juke today. Oh, intern Andrew saw us in the Juke today. Intern Andrew, I got to see intern Andrew today down in Georgia. And I was going to stop at his dealership and I just ran out of time. But a lot of fun things. Buy a sticker. Let's see. Let's see. I know I'm missing some things up here, and I don't mean to. Once again, I'm sorry. I'm trying to go through the questions here. Once again, if you didn't see, there's our fancy room tonight. I love the headboard. It's very fancy. It's very classy. I'm a classy dude. I need classy places to stay. Let's see. Bring out your questions, guys. I'm really the show was because I've been driving all day is not super prepared. Alpine, I am going down to the bar literally after this, and we're going to do it up a little bit tonight. So Kelly's already feeling the fun of some margaritas. What hotel is this? This is the
Reed House.
The Reed House.
READ.
There is I don't know if it's ain't turned the right way or not. Yeah, it looks like it is. I love this place. We stayed here in 2008 or so, and it was under different management. And they went through and did like big remodel here. $25 million remodel, as producer Kelly says. And it's just a mix of, it's like a 20s hotel kind of. It's the right amount of modern in this hotel, but yet it's still got that cool old vibe. I mean, come on, look at the classy studio lights we got. Oh, well, Kelly's what?
So there's speculation that Nissan Canada is going to use the Sentra for its micro racing series in Ontario and Quebec, which is very successful racing.
That's not speculation.
In Canada.
Their Nismo came out and said that they did a small thing on that because They had like a teaser video they did on it, and then Nissan Canada came out and said they were going to use the Sentra. So that's not speculation.
I don't think you talked about it yet, but Kevin said, I had a lot of questions this week from the dealers of the future of the Maxima. I told there's rumors of this becoming an EV or just putting the nameplate on the shelf for a while.
Which I've talked about probably 6 months ago on the NP side, the Nissan Nation Productions channel, that once again, Maxima goes two ways, EV or it just dies. And a lot of people, and I know I'm talking a lot of Nissan tonight.
There's more non-Nissan stuff.
But the Nissan, people got pissed off at the Pathfinder when they changed the Pathfinder into the soccer mom thing it is now, which, guys, Nissan sells more of that now than they ever have. But these nameplates are worth $1 billion. Just the nameplate, the name is worth $1 billion. So, that's why sometimes they put the plate on things that, you're like, oh man, but there's recognition with that thing. And of course, now with the Pathfinder getting a real transmission again, yes, it's still a unibody, but guess what? Don't freak out. Guess what? It was a unibody in the late 90s when they did the, I would say, second-ish gen. I'm not exactly sure what gen they would call that, but there was a unibody for a while then. So let's not freak out. But I think the Pathfinder now would I want to go do what I consider off-roading? No, not at all. But
no, thank you.
Would you could put some nice little all-terrain tires on that thing and be your little go to your little hunting spot or whatever. Or people like my buddy there, Alpine Tribe, who live in snowy terrain there in Colorado. It makes sense that you'd want the all-wheel drive version of that. And there's the one thing Nissan lacks right now is a true body on frame SUV, and I think they do bring something back, but I think like Nissan, their timing is always horrible, and by the time they bring it back, the new administration, I'm not getting political, but you can already see gas prices on the rise because this administration wants to be super green. So gas companies are going to take advantage of that. And so do Nissan late to the game again. And then gas prices are high and then they can't sell any. Who knows? What else you got, Kelly?
Frank B says, does the Raptor eventually get a V8 as another package or option? Did you already answer that?
I did answer that one. Yes, it is. It will get the GT500 engine.
Ramesh says, can you do a Frontier build when it comes out?
Kelly would have to disappear for this one, but no.
I just disappear.
As of right now, no. But
you would build one virtually, though.
No, I'll definitely we'll definitely do some build videos and stuff. But I would like to actually, the plan was on the NMP side to buy Frontier and be one of the first to get to modify it and have fun, tear it apart and do all that. And I could still do that. I need this channel to continue the growth that it is. And we're on pace right now to hit about 6,000 subs by the end of the year. And if the videos continue to make us money, I could do 2 vehicles. I don't want to. I want to be able to fully do this full time. And to do it full time, I couldn't have two car payments. But there's always the possibility, Ramesh, of doing a really kick-ass build.
John says you can build his Frontier.
Okay, John, I will build your Frontier. I do know that Niztec's already talked to the Boulder Nissan about ordering one. So I don't know if order banks are open for these things just yet because Nissan hasn't really, they released it, but it's not, they didn't do like the Bronco where you could put a reservation down and stuff. But
you already talked about 2035 being plenty of time to have a little fun before going EV.
Yes.
Dodge big engine days are numbered.
Yes, I will say yes. Ram's big engine days. You get dinged big time on buying that Hellcat engine. There's a little tax for that. You're paying a hefty fee to have fun, and the world is crazy right now. The next couple of years, like I was saying, with the new administration, whether you like them or not, they're changing directions, and Trump relaxed a lot of things for fun cars. Where I don't think this new administration wants to relax that stuff. They want to tighten that grip again. So yes, V8 days are coming to an end. no
At least
doubt.
for a while.
What else
Could
we
happen again. Frank just said between the Versa, Altima, and EV, I think the Sentra days are numbered, but then Kevin came back and said Sentra's not going anywhere. It's doing quite well.
Yeah, no, Sentra's always been – Sentra's numbers are crazy. They sell – I'm speaking off the top of my head, but I want to say they sell almost 200,000 a year of Sentra. So you don't – I mean, yes, it's a lower price point, but they do make money off of that. So that's their volume. That's their volume thing.
Corradetti Motorsports says GM former CEO Wagoneer said killing the EV1 was the biggest mistake in his career.
Yes. And, if you ever watched the doc on that EV1, they had GM was set to be Tesla. They really were. And I need to watch that doc again and do a video on this because it's EV tech is so tech that it's boring for me to want to research. But it's the future, so I kind of need.
Yeah, there's so much technology.
I need to get into that a little more. And if you guys watch when they release EV videos or vehicles now, they don't bring car journalists to those. They bring tech guys in to talk about them. So that should tell you that how much tech is in these silly things. But the EV1. Like you had Tom Hanks, you had a lot of celebrity that would have gotten way behind that vehicle and made it what Tesla did. Tesla got the stars behind it. Even Toyota. If you look at the hybrid stuff Toyota was doing early on, they had Leonardo DiCaprio. They had a bunch of people behind that pushing them and help make those what it is. And with the EV1, man, it was just sad. And I forget if they break it down of. GM ended up, I forget the battery tech. They sold the battery tech off to some company, some battery company, or they bought the company. I forget what it was, but they basically just bought everything to shut it down. And they had that was late 90s. Think about that. They had 20 years ahead of everybody. And, it was the oil industry bought the battery tech. And guess what they did with that?
They killed
it. Let's see.
I'm still working my way.
What? No, I'm looking. Ooh, bourbon. Bourbon 3. Kevin, you're killing me. I haven't had a bourbon 1 tonight.
Yeah, you got to get that downstairs.
I know. We got to go downstairs.
2021 Corsair the Green makes the leaks of games says so. It's very getting close to get 2022 Bolt EUV unveiling. Okay. Dave, you need a Murano Cross Cabriolet or a Nissan Quest.
Well, we're gonna do some more brainstorming, guys. And once again, if the Juke. So my plans with the Juke, I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna wrap it like I've told you guys I would, and then I might sell it this summer. So if you guys want some fun Juke that's making, and I'm gonna tell the horsepower in just a minute what the Juke made. But
you're not going to release it on a video all by itself and make them watch it?
No. I didn't film enough today to do a cool video because we were just having so much fun talking to the guys at Z1. I kind of forgot my job.
In the middle of a pandemic, it's nice to talk to people.
Yeah, in the middle of a pandemic, when you don't get to hang out with a lot of people, when you get a chance, it's kind of like just nice to talk about it. Let's see. Somebody asked, Brandon said, why did I get rid of the Titan? So I did a 3-year lease on the Titan, Brandon. And I leased it for the podcast when I was just doing the audio version.
And it became my DD.
Yeah. And it became her DD. And the lease was up and it was time to just move on to something else. I did the year 2 and 3 reviews of owning that thing. I think the Titan was a great vehicle. I love the V8 in that thing. I think it's one of the best V8s out there.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds great. It revs great. I think the interior, even though the interior is what sold me on it in 17, I think now, especially after doing some time in the 21 F-150 Lariat, I think that Nissan is way behind with where they're at. Even doing some time in the 2020s, where Nissan sent me out to do some stuff with those. I just think they're behind. So I wouldn't buy another Titan again. I wouldn't lease a Titan right now. And it's not because I think it's a bad vehicle. I just think that there's better vehicles out there right now.
Alpine says Juke getting the money back. That's like modding the X and getting the money back. I'm well aware.
Yes.
I have an 09 sitting in my driveway that we put a whole lot of money into.
I have a 2009 Xterra that needs to be sold. So if anybody here wants to buy it.
Yeah.
But it won't be for sale till early summer.
Yeah. Dodge Durango, now the Jeep Grand Cherokee. You already talked about that.
Let's see.
Alpine says got the green light for a lift in the shop.
Oh, Kevin, seriously, we got to. I want to come help you do that, man. I want to come have some fun with your Gladiator, and I just need a date that we do that, and we'll film from Kevin's house. We'll do a live Friday from Kevin's house with the skull. That actually sounds fun, and Danny would have to be there for that one. We fly Danny out for that, I think, as well, because Danny hates, and then we only give Danny Tawaka because Danny hates Tawaka like badly. Danny
devils something,
and it's not tradition for the skull to have Tawaka in it, obviously, but we have to have a bottle of Tawaka, and for me to pay for Danny's flight to come out there, Danny has to drink Tawaka only, exclusively Tawaka. So
Joey says, Dave, I know you have some thoughts on the Infiniti revealing the powertrain of the QX60. Haha.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's got the 9-speed transmission. They were teasing this week of a wrapped up version of it, and they were really bragging about the refinements of the 9-speed in the Infiniti QX60, which is a Pathfinder, all intents and purposes, a nicer Pathfinder. But no, I've got some thoughts on Infiniti, and I'll save those for a video one of these days because I think all high-end like Cadillac and a lot of these high-end brands for these companies are not needed anymore.
John says Q60 gets a 9-speed, right?
Yes. Q60 is getting the 9-speed. And guess who told you this stuff a year ago? It wasn't Motor One. It wasn't Car and Driver. And like, especially with Nissan guys, like I got you on Nissan. Other brands, I've got some people there, but I can't squeeze them just yet.
Alpine, aka Kevin, says any flappers. There's actually flappers in the bar downstairs.
There were flappers,
and I bet they're probably down there again. And there's lots of flappers on the wall. Joey says, Dave, you need a hotel review channel. Don't think we didn't talk about doing that after our cruise.
We did a cruise. So as I kind of wind this down. On the NP, I had people scratching their head at this one. But so last year, me and Kelly took a cruise to the Bahamas. I'd never done a cruise before. I've never had a desire to want to do a cruise.
He would do it.
And my company, for our Christmas vacation, decided, hey, we're going to send my whole company on a cruise. Now, granted, this is right before Corona. So, we had heard Corona, but nobody had
it hadn't made the States yet.
Yeah, it wasn't like the talk of the town. And so we go on this cruise, and I watched a bunch of cruise videos because
a lot.
If I'm like YouTube, I watch a lot of people's videos who I don't like, but there's always things that I can bring here. So I thought, okay, we're going to do, we drove the Titan down there. So I did I did a video on the Titan of driving to Michigan and back. I thought, well, we'll do one for Florida. But while we're down there, let's film a cruise and what it's like to do a cruise. And it's a funny video because we're kind of poking fun at some people. And some of these cruise people.
Time check.
Yes. Cruise people, guys, they take that stuff seriously, man. They're breaking down the straws.
I would totally take getting paid to go on cruises, though.
I don't know right now.
Not right now.
But our friend, who would do an awesome cruise? Our friend Ronald.
Ronald,
yes, not on here,
Ronald
but right
Norwegian
now.
Cruise Line.
That's right, Norwegian Cruise Line. Our buddy Ronald, Nissan Hawaii Nation, that pops in every once in a while. He is a higher up guy on the cruise ships.
So. And honestly, on our cruise video, it did really well. Actually,
yeah. So I did the video, and it kind of blew up, and I was like, and people were like, "Man, I really like how you did this time check thing and all this stuff."
Because I was on it,
and I was like, I was just kind of poking the bear at the cruise video industry. So, but yeah, there is a cruise video, and we'll do another travel video that won't make sense on this channel. Every once in a while, I'm going to throw a video at this channel, and you're going to go, "What's this guy doing?"
Well, and here's the thing: you'll get day in the life with the Boyds.
Yes,
like that's just how we roll. I do have one when you're ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Dog Breath says, did you buy the bottle of Frank yet? If so, how smooth is it?
I did. Okay, so good.
He has a story behind that too.
So I went, let's see. So last Sunday, I went to the liquor store, my local. I like to go to my little independent guy because, you know, I don't want to go to these chain liquor stores or anything. I like to support my little guys. And they had these small bottles of Frank, $65 for this tiny bottle. And I guess Jack Daniels, like the rest of the world, is having some production issues getting their bottles and stuff. And my guy, and Jack Daniels is literally 20 minutes from my house. So
probably could have gone and bought one.
Yeah, I probably could have went to actually Jack Daniels and got one. But he was like, dude, they're having problems getting bottles. So we're having problems getting them. And he goes, but we've got this called 20, I believe it's 27, where they take the 7-year-olds and they double barrel it. And it was $100 or so for the bottle. And he said, you're going to like this. And he goes, you're going to like it better than he, you know, Frank, obviously Frank is super smooth. Like I've had it and I have not cracked. I told you guys, I was only going to open this bottle for you guys. That's the only way I can enjoy this bottle of Jack that I have is on, because you guys help fund this. And yeah, it's 100 miles away right now. So, but I will next live stream, going to crack that thing open. And, but this guy told me, he's like the Jack, which I've had Jack, the Frank, it's really good. He's like, this is just as good. And it's about $30 less. So
there will be a bottle of Frank in our future. But
yes, eventually when they get it, I will get it.
Joey asked Kevin, do you know when the online configurator will be available for Frontier? And he said that most likely end of July or August, just a guess. But and Kevin asked, where can I watch the EV documentary? I think it's on Netflix, isn't it?
That's a good question. I rented it. I mean, I watched this thing, 20 years ago.
Or
15 years ago. Then. I will find a link for that if it's still up.
Joey says he'd love to see a review of the new Frontier once it hits the dealers on ATM.
Oh, but the video is called "What Killed the Electric Car."
Oh yeah, that's right. We did watch that.
If you're looking for it. What was that again?
Joey wants to make sure that you do a review on the Frontier once it hits dealers.
Yeah. I actually was going to do, so we did the Bronco Sport, and then I did a quick ride in the F-150 Lariat, which it's not been I was surprised, not been a popular video. Now, I didn't dig deep into that one. That was my local Ford dealership's like, hey, we brought these vehicles out. We want you to drive these vehicles. And it wasn't, my mindset wasn't for F-150 Lariat when I went up for the Bronco Sport and they threw that one on me. So the video is not the best, but you guys know I'm going to break these videos down. I'm going to do more, but Frontier is definitely on it. But they had a Ranger, factory lifted Ranger that I wanted to drive really bad.
And they offered, but we ran out of
time. We just ran out of time.
And now it's in the showroom.
It was getting dark. And yeah, it's in their showroom now, and it's got like 2,700 miles on it. So once they hit 3,000 miles, they're considered used. So
it's going to sit.
It's going to sit there. But I'm going up. I do want to do some stuff on Mustangs coming up soon. So this is not a Ford exclusive channel. It's just my local Nissan dealership can suck it. And I need to go see the other guys.
Alpine says, how many miles on the Juke?
Oh gosh.
What'd you hit? Oh, they were talking about it today, weren't they? 100 and something?
I think 108,000 on the Juke right now. But I bought that thing right at 105,000. So let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've put 3,000 miles on that Juke in a year. So that shows you how. I only take that Juke out on basically Sunday trips. Yep. I go run the back roads in it, have some fun, and then I park it for the week.
And I don't drive it.
Yeah. Kelly she refuses to drive the Juke, by the way. And Flytrap, thank you so much, dude. Thank you for that.
Gladiator 3 weeks from starting.
Gladiator with 3 weeks from starting. Okay. Danny. I wish Danny was on here. I really do. Kevin, we got to work this out, man. You've got your own schedule, but I can't pop out there in 3 weeks. But
Joey says, Dave, do you think Nissan put a platinum trim level in the new Frontier?
Yes, I do think that they needed to put a platinum trim level on that, and I think it would be unique for Nissan. They still got something up their sleeve for 23. Just wait. 23 is going to be still a big year for Nissan.
Dog Breath says, when are you and Danny going to have your throwdown on iRacing course?
That's a good question. You need to ask Danny that one. Danny's in race truck mode right now, so Danny's throwing any money he has at his race truck. I've offered to buy Danny the steering setup, and Danny's working off of. I think Danny this is about as technologically sound as Danny is in his house right now. So.
Brandon says, I notice Nissan always gets the shaft and Ford gets the pass on review channels. For instance, I saw a reviewer praising the tiny gauge screen on the base F-150. The Nissan has a 7-inch.
I've talked about that. We went to the Chicago Auto Show last year, and I was around the Ford booth, and there was Rangers with 4-inch screens, 2020 Rangers with a screen about that big. And then Nissan always gets a lot of crap about the plastics. Frontier is so plasticky, this and that. I got in the trimmer, a $70,000 trimmer, and it was nothing but plastic. But guys, if you watch a few of these reviewers out there, they all watch each other and they just mimic what each other say. And so Nissan bad. That's the fun thing to talk about right now. So until Nissan has to fix that problem themselves. They're going to have to look better than they are.
Frank says, what do dealers do with the vehicles that won't sell? Just thinking of the 2020 Frontier.
They sell them, Frank.
They hold on to them until they sell.
Or another dealership wants them
to trade.
They trade out a lot. But they'll, the Titan. So the 2020 came out when they did the refresh on the Titan. There was dealerships that had 18s still. I kid you not, had 18s, and Nissan wasn't throwing any extra money at them to get rid of them. Because Nissan, if you go to a Titan dealership, my buddy Tim with Pickup Trucks and SUV Talk just finished up with his Titan, and he's gonna. You should see some good. He's got some towing video he's gonna do with it. They'll throw $8,000 on the hood of one of these trucks real quick. So when you're throwing $8,000 and then dealers are still stuck with some 2-year-old models, it's hard to throw any more money at them to make them move.
Flytrap sent 10. And
Thank you, Flytrap.
Buy Danny the wheel and throw it at him. Tell him to take it and race it.
And speaking of Joe Taylor, I have your skateboard packaged up.
Oh, the shipping department slacker.
Well, no, we got to get it to Danny, and then Danny will ship it to you. But I hadn't forgot about you. I wanted you to know that.
And then Alpine just said bravo and threw $4.99 at us.
Alpine, you the man, sir. Hey guys, would you be interested in buying something like this? By the way,
if not, it's cool.
Customizable a little bit. Stop looking at my butt, Kevin. But I'm trying to come up with some fun gear. This was a little prototype thing we were doing. I know somebody last stream asked about it.
It wouldn't be cheap because it's not cheap to make.
Yeah, these are jerseys. So
they're custom.
Yeah, jerseys are not cheap. But see, Joey, you're not buying anything. You don't have any money. We know that.
He said he'd buy a t-shirt.
Next week, guys, we got a big guest. We got Mr. Kevin there in the chats from Nissan. He's going to be on the show. We're going to talk about the day in the life of what Kevin does because, you think corporate, you think, oh man, there's just guys, making decisions, and then there's a dealership or the Stealerships, as everybody likes to call them, and and there's nobody in between. And Kevin, my man, there is the in between guy. So it's going to be fun. So if you have kind of like from corporate to dealerships, how they're trained, what happens, how do dealers know anything? We're going to talk to Kevin about that next week. So be on the lookout for that. Guys, we were right at an hour. I'm not a monster. And there's no booze in this glass. So I'm going to go down to the bar. It's Valentine's Day weekend. Guys, go give your wife an extra hug. Tell her it was from me. I don't care. Whatever. And, it's a made-up holiday. Me and Kelly, what do we do for Valentine's Day?
We can go to the grocery store and trade cards.
They probably didn't hear a word of that.
Sorry.
So we go to our local grocery store or whoever has the crappiest cards.
Wherever we happen to be at that time.
I pick her out a card. She picks me out a card. I read it right there. I look at her and go, oh, that's so
We
touching.
exchange it.
And then I put it back on the counter. And
Not on the counter. You puts it back where you found it.
in the slot. I'll even put it in the little envelope for her so she can get the whole effect of opening. Oh, look, he nice envelope. And guess what? We put them back.
Oh, wait, I give him his too.
Yes,
you missed
yes.
that part. We exchange.
And we could even go, this year we could go to the flower department.
We could.
I could give you a bouquet of flowers.
You sure could. And then go to the ice cream department and give you some Halo Top.
But then you put the flowers right back.
Oh, but then you want to take the ice cream home.
No, I don't care about the ice cream. But then some may call it cheap. I call it practical, guys. It's a made-up holiday.
He can buy me a dozen roses for $10 in October. No weird holiday. Or spend $50 on them right before Valentine's Day. Why do that?
Exactly.
And I'm totally okay with it.
So from all things two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it does not matter what you drive because this has been On the Road with All Terrain Nation. And I'm your host, David Boyd, alongside my co-host, Kelly Boyd. And Kelly, what are we?
We're out.
We are out. And...
Remember, it's touchscreen.